You're the best. And I love you. So, I think Ellen Koo, Muggsy, Margaret. She got a lot of names. And she was the premature one, right?
Yeah.
So for those of you, I'm pretty sure all you guys know what Lickens is, right? Okay.
God, I don't even know where to start. Remember when? Well, Mom, remember when? I was your Kolohe girl. And I was like, listen, got licking, but play the angel and stuff. Remember when Dad said I couldn't go to the beach? I went to the beach anyway. Came home, Dad waiting by the door with the belt. That leather belt, snapping. So he said you could stay outside till your mother come home. So I would stay outside till my mother come home, crying. Mom comes home and she goes, what you doing outside? I go, Dad wouldn't lock me outside. And stuff. I didn't tell her why. And stuff. So I was playing the angel. So then Mom goes, get in the house. I go, no, but Dad's gonna give me lickings. And stuff. And then Mom goes, no, come in the house. I went right in the house, but my dad was still in the kitchen with his belt and would chase me with the belt, so I went right under the kitchen table. Mom had my back. I was like, how come I get lickings, but he ain't getting lickings and stuff. But I remember when us three Wongs were supposed to take a nap, but we never like take a nap, and we're making big noise and we're playing. And Mama was cooking. She come running in there with the wooden spoon. That's all I remember what the wooden spoon is, because she would crack that one on us. And, there's so much to remember. But Mom, you was always with me. You wanted me to dance hula, I went dance hula. You were there through my up and downs. Good, bad, mostly bad. But I would carry on. You taught me how to cook. Taught me how to give what you can give. Don't take things for granted.
Okay. Gosh, I guess I was a perfect kid.
Always the perfect kid. Don't get lickings.
God, you guys never listened to me. All these stories about just telling
We had to make up for you. You was too good, so it's not gonna be a challenge for me.
I don't know why. When she told me to do something, I did it. I don't know what happened to the rest of you.
It went in one ear and came up the other. That's what happened.
So Hiram is our youngest. She was 31. I was 16. I mean, she was 16 when she had me. He's 31. So with her experience with everybody else, I'm not really sure what Hiram's going to tell us. So Hiram, you got to remember when?
I remember when we played the biggest joke on you. When your grandson came over to the house, we played the UPS joke.
UPS joke?
You didn't know this one?
Yep.
Oh, it's a good one.
We, my nephew came back from the mission and he came over and we picked him up at the airport while I'm over. She doesn't know nothing about it. She's in her room. I pick her up and I call her ahead. I say, hey, let's play this joke on Mom. That let's have the UPS him play the UPS and open up the door and a big surprise. So we picked him up, told him up. I called ahead. She was sleeping, so we woke her up. No, she couldn't control me. And my nephew walks down with the videotaped the whole thing. And she opened the door and she goes, what do you want? and she looked 3 or 4 times at him and she stopped, oh, you guys, and then walked away and then turned around and defiantly, we said, to give him a hug, and she's like, whose idea was this? And oh, it was all of us.
Never like jokes, never like
She didn't really like jokes on her, but she used to make jokes to everybody else. There's a lot I remember my mom, most of all. She was a great mom to me.
Because she told us she liked you better than us.
Yeah, Ma, you remember when you told me I was the number 2 son? She get mad every time I tell her that.
I'm the number one
I'm the
son.
number 1 son.
I don't think so, but
We all agree.
but I remember a lot of things we used to do. See, I heard her tippy toe in the middle of the night with the girls. Where you guys going at midnight? Oh, we're going to the bank. What bank closed? And stay there for the next 24 hours. There's a lot more, but that was about most of the things she used to do.
Well, a lot of these things I didn't know. So that's why I had asked them. Like I said, she had a large range from 16 to 31. Now, some of us have spouses. So I asked my spouse, the spouses, might be a surprise, but if they have a remember when. You don't have to.
I want to have one. Get Kristy's hand up, quick.
I remember, first of all, the first time I met her, I didn't know anything about Mal, really, his background, his whole life. I just went over for vacation because I had known him from back and forth trips with our group. I had known him, and a girlfriend and I went over for vacation, and him and his friends, showed us the island, just total hospitality. First time I met this lady, she didn't know me, but it's just how she was with kids. I might as well have been one of hers because she just took care of kids. That's what she knew, and she did it really well. And I remember after we finally got married, she used to bring food over to us. No, let me rephrase. She used to bring a plate over for him. A dinner plate. Here, I brought this for Mel. And it was like, Dag! And then I thought, does she really like me, or what is she trying to say by that? But I never doubted that she didn't like me. I knew she liked me. She loved me, and I felt it. And it was just funny because she didn't know what she was doing was making me wonder. But she was always accepting of me, and from the moment I met her, her kids, her own 9 kids, were her whole life. Her whole life. She would do anything for them. And I think vice versa, these kids are all very close to their mom, and there was just a bond there that nobody could break. And she was a great lady, and she worked very, very hard. She had a rough life. She worked very hard to make sure that everybody had what they needed. The kids got to be fed first, and she always put her kids first. Great lady.
I was the fattest kid, so I know she fed us well.
That's just a little too close. I'll just make it money quick. So I'm married to guy in the orange, Lewis. And I grew up outside of Washington. We're the ones that came from, I grew up in California, and then we stayed in Utah. So she came to visit us, and so I didn't know him really, really well. And she likes to clean. So I was working all the time, so I would go to work, and she'd say, "I'll clean your house." Fine. I'm one of those that didn't care. So I came home one night, and she handed me, it was like $200. I think it was, and I know she wasn't wealthy, so she handed me $200, and she said, and I know this is a term of endearment, but she said I was going through the closet and I noticed she didn't have very many clothes. And I thought, what? I thought most people would be mad, you know, but she went through my closet. And she goes, I'm just gonna give you this money. And she didn't realize I had clothes in another room. This was my work clothes and the other were my other clothes. But I took the money because I thought this isn't, you know, an endearment, a love, not that she was mocking me or anything. So I kept the money. And
You know she got the money?
I haven't seen it.
so like I said, I know she appreciated it, and the whole family does, except for the fact that nobody wears dresses. And when I came here, it was the spur of the moment. I didn't have a dress, and I thought it was so inappropriate. And so I asked all of you guys, and nobody had one for me to borrow. So needless to say, I didn't have a dress, but I would have if I had known at the time. So anyway, that's all I have to say.
Well, it's a good thing only two of us got married, otherwise we'd be here past. So, what's that?
Miley.
Miley what?
Do you ever remember when?